Hey friends, welcome. Hope everyone is doing well. I am feeling super energized today. Lots has happened since I last posted on here. Did my 2-week rodeo trip out west and it was amazing. And let me tell you, if there is a trip that you want to take and you've been postponing for any reason, please take my advice, stop dilly-dallying and just go. I put off this trip for many years trying to wait until the timing was perfect, the money was perfect, I felt like the horses and I were perfect, etc. And guess what? It's never going to feel perfect. But we did it and it was amazing anyway. So don't be afraid to dream big and just go after it. The other big news is finally quit my job. I am so happy and ecstatic to be free of something that had become so toxic in my life. So if there's something in your life that is also weighing you down, don't be afraid to evaluate it. And if it's something you need to make a break from, then just do it. Don't let any situation in life control you. We are always in control of ourselves. Yes, there are obstacles. Yes, there are struggles and hurdles. Yes, of course, there are realities like needing to make money. And we certainly can't change those things. But all of those things are just a part of life, and we have to deal with them in the best way that we know how. But how we react to them, the decisions we make, the things we settle for or decide not to settle for, that is all us. And no one or no other thing can control that but us. So my last day at my old job was this week. So exciting and liberating. I am, however, quickly trying to find another means of income since bills certainly won't be paying themselves. So this is a little bit of a scary time since I don't have that next source of paycheck lined up yet. But I'm trying to really embrace this time in my life, because if there is one thing we know, it's that great things are not born in the comfort zones. Being a little nervous, feeling pressure to make something happen, being outside of what has always been familiar to you is where great and novel ideas live. So I am trying to really use this time to what I call embrace the discomfort. Force myself outside the bubble of what I thought my life was always supposed to look like and consider that maybe it could look different. Think about those words I just said because I used them very deliberately. Embrace the discomfort and force yourself outside the bubble of what you thought life was always supposed to look like and consider that maybe it could actually look different. Most of us grow up with visions of what we think life is supposed to look like. And some of that is because it jives with our passions and it's what we think we want for ourselves. Sometimes it's just because we've been told by someone else or by society that that's what things are supposed to look like. And sometimes it's because we simply just didn't have all the information yet when we painted the vision. And maybe, and most likely, probably even a cocktail of all three of those things. But it is okay for visions to evolve. I'm not the same person that I was 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and certainly not 30 years ago. And to be honest, if I haven't learned things and tried to apply that knowledge to my life in the last 30 years, then I have significantly failed myself and the world around me. So of course, as we grow up and as the world around us changes and as what we know changes, our wants and how we see our life are allowed to change as well. Does it have to? No, absolutely not. But it's 100% okay if it does. Don't hold on to like an outdated vision if it's not still the vision that you want for yourself. If you watched my last video, you know I have been really struggling to figure out my next move with my career. When it comes to my professional life, I have always saw myself working hard, going above and beyond, being the best I could be at my trade, hopefully getting noticed for all of that, hopefully getting put into leadership positions, and then hopefully using those positions to influence and impact the system in a way that moved the world in a better direction. That's what I wanted, and guess what? I pretty much got most all the way there. I was hand-selected and recruited into leadership opportunities. I tried to use those opportunities to make the things around me better, and despite all my efforts, the ability to influence the system as a whole in a positive direction was just not there in the way that I had always imagined it would be. So I left because I couldn't, in good conscience, stay and not feel like I was doing what I had set out to do. So, like, now what do? Do I make a lateral move to another similar position in a different institution, hoping it will be different, or maybe hoping to strive to have even more responsibility so I can maybe have more of an impact in the future, even though I know good and well that that will require me to sacrifice other things like freedom and flexibility outside of work, which I've really been craving lately? Or do I consider thinking outside the box? Do I consider a different alternative? Do I get off the hamster wheel, as I have labeled it, and approach life from a different angle? You still have to know your why. You still have to know what you are trying to accomplish in life. And for me, the why has not changed. I still want to make a difference. I still want to try to influence the world around me to be better, but maybe I just need to rethink how I get to that end goal. Maybe I need to consider if there's a better way to make it there, and maybe even if there's a way to do it that still allows me the other things that I want out of life, like more flexibility, more freedom, more time to pursue barrel racing and other things, etc. Sometimes we get so bent out of shape, thinking that we have to move the boulder in front of us in order to continue on our path, that we forget to consider that you might just be able to go around it instead. So that is what I'm going to be working on personally for the next few weeks. And I encourage all of you guys to think about the boulders in your life too. And if you need to go off the beaten path and try to get around them to find solutions, then don't be afraid to embrace that discomfort. Don't be afraid to re-envision things, and don't be afraid to let life take you where it wants to take you sometimes. All right, talk soon. Have a great rest of the day.